In this video, we're going to take a look at a red zone opportunity from the 2020 Bucs versus Packers playoff game. Brady versus Rodgers, two of the best going at it. Now, what I want to focus on is the play calling and the philosophy behind this red zone opportunity. As we'll see in these clips, the Packers' thought process was to put the ball in the hands of their best players in critical moments. These are the players you trust the most to get the job done because they've proven it time and time again. This is the philosophy of every offensive coordinator that I know personally, and I'm assuming most of the offensive coordinators that I don't know. It's not really hard to do this, but it does require some brainstorming and craftiness from the offensive coordinator beforehand. And there should be a specific section on the call sheet that is designed just to get specific players the ball in key moments. You should have open field and red zone opportunities already scripted out beforehand, so there's no hesitation when that moment comes. When we think back to the Seattle versus New England Super Bowl, the root of that frustration was not the fact that they threw the ball, but it was the fact that they did not give the ball to their best player in that critical moment. So what I want to do right now is go through this red zone opportunity and break down every single play. And we want to think about how that offensive coordinator was thinking. All right, what are they seeing? What are they calling? What were they doing to try and design a way to get the ball to their best players? Let's check out the film. All right, so here we go. First and 6 from the 6-yard line. They're actually going to say that it's from the 5-yard line. I don't really care. But right now what we have here is we've got two receivers on one side and we got a single receiver opposite. Now that single receiver is Davante Adams. So if you get a one-on-one situation, you know it's a one-on-one because this safety starts to creep down, right? And this guy is not over enough for what they want to do. So you can see the tighter alignment from the receiver. A lot of times they'll be out here. If he's widened up or he's tightened up in here, that allows for any type of route that they want to run out into the flats over here, okay? So they do a good job with the spacing of this, and this is something that you'll really see a lot at the NFL level when there's a lot of details that can go into the spacing of things. And then on this side, if they like the matchup, they have a quick little out route here and then a corner, right? So they're going to draw a flat defender in here. Maybe we win on this route. We can throw it quick. And if not, if that's not there, then we would look up here to our number 2 route. But pre-snap, this looks really good, okay? And I want to point that out because as you notice, if you watch this clip, you're going to see this guy is completely wide open, right? So if we look at this, he wins off the release, gets this guy to fall down, and now he's wide open for a touchdown if we throw it. But QB decides, hey, pre-snap, I'm going to go to my best guy. You know, one of the best in NFL history. Yeah, if you're going to give a one-on-one in a press release situation, nobody's pressing him. Davante Adams looks quick, right? He gets his release. Ball's already about to be thrown. It's a pretty good ball. It's just thrown in a difficult spot here. Makes his catch not the easiest catch in the world. So we end up dropping it, right? But I do think that, we'll take this opportunity. If they're going to give us this, let's take that opportunity. And if we have it, we have it. If not, it is what it is, okay? Protection-wise, what they're going to do, Rodgers saying, hey, you know what? I want to throw this fade over here. You stay in here. You're staying in and blocking, right? So now they can pick up anything on this side. If they want to half slide it here, he can stay in and block this, and our running back can be responsible for this. So anything off the edge, if they slant in, everything should be covered theoretically, right? So that's the thought process with this. Now they end up having 77 ends up picking this up late. Okay, there was a possibility that this guy coming off the edge was able to get his hands up. So this, to me, I'm not sure if this is really a big on big and the tackle, the guard screwed up, or if this is a half slide and the tackle screws up because he has nobody outside pre-snap. So this is something that could happen with this edge pressure, something that you have to be aware of. You can probably see this on film beforehand. Rodgers does a good job getting rid of the ball anyways, but ends up incomplete. So now we are 2nd and 5, okay, 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 6, whatever it is. And we're going to get a play that we already talked about on this channel, okay? We're going to have right now a sprint out with a little bit of a pick route. So he should be setting a pick on this. We're going to a little hesitate and then work to the flats. They're going to motion this running back over. So when they hit their sprint out, they have somebody to guarantee they seal this edge, right? So this is just a one-man route that we're trying to throw to Davante Adams here. Let's see how this plays out. So they bring him over, right? Another crafty way to get the ball to your best player in this situation. And now this is quite frustrating from a quarterback and a receiver standpoint. This receiver is supposed to go over top and settle and create a pick. He goes underneath, right? He goes underneath. They end up getting, I mean, this would have been batted down either way. Okay, really good play, but you can see the frustration from these two immediately after the play, both directing it towards that one receiver who screwed up his route. Because think about what this is supposed to be. Okay, look at the spacing. Corner is going to follow as he works in. So if he works in and settles and gets in his way, yes, it's a pick route, but it's legal as long as he's not running into him and he's accidentally in his way. We all know it's not, but it is what it is. Okay, that would be completely here. He'd be knocked off here, and then there's nobody in these flats. So this is a lot easier of a catch, okay, easier of a throw and catch when you don't have somebody trailing this close. Okay, so you'd be able to catch it, walk in for the touchdown. Another really good play call from the offensive coordinator that just doesn't work out, okay? Now here they show a heavy run look on this side. It's another layer to this offense. I really like that because we could run duo here to this side in a goal line situation. Essentially that would be here. We'd be working here. He'd take this, and then we're reading whether we're going A gap, B gap, or even bouncing it outside. But now, right before the snap, we quickly pop him over, and now we have another play call. So they want to show something pre-snap, and now they're going to layer their offense, add another part to this. And this is, again, this is a good play call. He just makes a really good play, right? You can't completely stop everything. Okay, you can see the frustration from those receivers. Now we are 3rd and 5. Okay, so 2 times in a row they've tried to force the ball to Devonta Adams, and it hasn't worked either time. Now what they're going to do is come out in an empty look, right? So if we look at this, we have straight man on, right, and 2 deep here. Okay, now defenses don't have to do this, right? Just like the offense will layer theirs, they can layer their defense. What they could do is show this in edge pressure, right? And then he can lock on and play man. Right, same thing on this side. They could edge pressure and he could lock on and man. And one of these safeties could play deep and the other safety could play man coverage. Okay, so there's a ton of different things that they can do from this. And what we're gonna get here is a really nice little sluggo type of concept here. So we have this inside release here, press and vertical. He's stepping in. So this looks like the start of a China concept, which would be corner, in and in. So this looks like that. So when you have that, what you're going to get is this safety trying to bracket their best player. So when you see him break in, watch what this safety does here. He's going to shoot, he's going to trigger down on this route here. So he sees him break in and he just jumps it, right? And this is exactly what the OC was looking for because they call a double move and he releases vertical. Okay, now the ball is thrown a little bit late, good ball, okay, but it's just out of bounds. Okay, so this is the China concept here, right? That right there. And then they turn this into a little trigger that goes along with that, right? And this is really there. Now they must have seen something on film to say, hey, this is the guy who's going to be guarding this, right? And then if they do that, add the little hesitation to it, boom, work up, fire it. Okay, if anybody's making this throw, it's going to be Aaron Rodgers. Okay, he just ends up a little bit too late with this. Let's check out the end zone cam here. All right, so now let's take a look at what this looks like from this situation here. All right, we see this trigger down. Okay, boom, there's the break. And now this is tough, right? Because he can't just throw it over this guy's head. That's going to be tough. So he throws it a little bit more back shoulder. Okay, and this is fantastic ball placement, right? This is really good. This is just another reason why, Aaron Rodgers, yeah, okay, maybe he's not the GOAT, but in terms of arm talent, there's nobody else that's like him, right? This is a really tough throw in a tight situation, and pretty good ball, just ends up not working out. So as we can see here, they ended up settling for a field goal rather than the touchdown that they really wanted. And the frustrating thing is that all 3 of these play calls were really good play calls, right? They all worked schematically but they just didn't execute on the field. And sometimes that's just the way that it goes. But the mistake that some people might make is to now discredit that philosophy of trying to force the ball to your best players. We don't want to completely discredit that. Just because we have one instance of it not working does not mean that the theory is invalid. Now, in the case of the Packers, it was Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, but you have to make sure that you know as a coach who your best players are. So when it comes to goal line situations or red zone opportunities or any critical down, you know what play calls you need to make to force them the ball to make sure your guys that you trust have the ball in those critical moments. Now, if you want some really good examples of this, I just did a video on the Chiefs with their sprint out that they used in 2 different scenarios in critical moments, getting the ball to their 2 best players. So go ahead and check that one out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.